everyone, it's Shannon with Sparkle and Shine Health and Fitness, and tonight I'm sharing with you the next in my Germ Buster series. I'm excited to talk tonight about pertussis, or what you may more commonly know it as is whooping cough. So what exactly is pertussis or whooping cough? Well, it's a respiratory illness that is caused by bacteria, and what happens is the bacteria, it's respiratory, so it lines all the cilia in the respiratory tract, all these little hair-like particles in your respiratory tract. And then that bacteria causes toxins or poisons. And what that in return does is it causes edema or swelling to your airways, okay? So first of all, let's talk about the symptoms. That's the cause, or what exactly it is. The symptoms of whooping cough are, the very initial symptoms are cough, runny nose, low-grade fever, and in like infants or little kids, you can have apnea or spells where you stop breathing a little bit, so it's really dangerous for little kiddos. And those symptoms you have for the first couple weeks, and those symptoms are just like average cold symptoms, right? It sounds like a cold. So a lot of times it isn't diagnosed early because it just looks like a regular cold those first 2 weeks. Then, after a couple of weeks, you start to develop more symptoms, worse symptoms, okay? And you start in with these coughing fits. Really strong, frequent, repetitive coughing, okay? So you cough, 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 and then you hear this whoop sound at the end. And that's where they get the name whooping cough, okay? Cough, 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 whoop. You hear the sound. I'm gonna post in my blog a YouTube video so you guys can hear this, because I think it's really important to hear what it sounds like, because once you hear it, you see somebody experiencing it, you won't ever forget it. If you see somebody else that has whooping cough and you hear that sound, you will know what it is. So that whoop, that cough, 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 whoop, that cough, 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 whoop. And what it is because of the swelling in the airways, right? You're having restriction in there. And when you cough so hard like this, it can sometimes make you throw up, right? You vomit. What else can it do? It can completely wear you out because it's a non-stop thing. You cough, 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 woof, cough, 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 woof. You might throw up, you cough again, and it's exhausting. And this can last another 1 to 2 weeks after those initial symptoms, okay? And so it's a very bad illness. It's respiratory, right? That's how it's spread. And what are you doing? You're coughing nonstop. So you're spreading these germs all over, right? And sneezing, even sneezing will cause the spread of the germs. You are actually contagious for about 2 weeks after the cough starts. So that's a really long period of time to be spreading those germs, to be coughing nonstop. Sometimes they give antibiotics and can shorten it a little bit, but generally speaking, it just has to run its course. Now, some people can get the whooping cough even though they've been vaccinated. And if you do get it even though you've been vaccinated, you don't get near as sick. And why would you still get it if you've been vaccinated? Because vaccines are not 100% effective, right? Most of them are about 97%, so there's always that little chance that you still could get whooping cough even though you've been vaccinated, okay? So the preventing the spread, what is the answer to whooping cough? Pertussis vaccine, okay? So in my blog, I'm going to post the schedule for you so you can see it, but childhood vaccines cover it. So 2, 4, 6 months, 15 months, and then again at kindergarten, I believe, is when you get them. And every shot, tetanus shot you get at that age has pertussis in it. It's DTaP. It's the tetanus, diphtheria, and the pertussis, right? Then after kindergarten, the next time you get another shot would be 7th grade. It's when you get those physicals. You have to have a kindergarten physical and a 7th grade physical. So that's when you know when to get those tetanus with pertussis in them, okay? After that, it had always been that you just get a tetanus shot every 10 years, right? Tetanus and diphtheria without the pertussis. You get a cut, you step on a nail, you get a tetanus shot with diphtheria. But the CDC guidelines have changed because there's been this big outbreak of whooping cough going around again. And so what they've actually recommended is that everybody get one dose of tetanus with pertussis in it. So your DTaP, tetanus, diphtheria, and your pertussis in it. That booster is going to hopefully help boost everybody and help cover them again for this circulation that's going around. The other important group that needs vaccinated with pertussis and tetanus is pregnant moms. So it used to be that you got, they wanted to make sure your tetanus shot was current when you were pregnant, right? But now the CDC actually recommends that with every pregnancy that you get a tetanus shot. And they want you to get it between 27 and 36 weeks during your pregnancy. So for example, this is a big example, but for example, say I had a baby 1 year ago, and between 27 and 36 weeks I got my tetanus shot with pertussis. Then randomly 2 months later after I had my baby, I got pregnant again. I would get another tetanus shot with pertussis in it. So every pregnancy, even if it was only a year ago. And the reason for that is I'm getting the tetanus shot with pertussis when I'm pregnant, so I'm going to start building up antibodies, and I'm going to pass those antibodies on to my baby, right? Because my baby's not going to get a tetanus shot until it's 2 months old. So there's that 2 months old, that 2 months period when they could still be able to get it, and especially with it circulating, we want them covered. So that's why this outbreak that they've recommended this booster. After you've got your 1 shot of tetanus with pertussis in it, that booster shot, then you go back to your regular schedule. And it's actually already been like, I think we were looking the other day, almost 10 years that this recommendation has been made by the CDC to get this booster shot. So now people are starting to be far enough out. They've had the 1 shot of tetanus with pertussis, and now say they get, it's been 10 years or they step on a nail, then you go back to your regular schedule vaccines of just regular tetanus with diphtheria, no pertussis. So just 1 extra booster shot of the tetanus with pertussis in it to help cover this outbreak that's going around. So thanks everybody for jumping on, and I hope you learned a little something. Do jump onto my blog and listen to that YouTube video I have on there, because oh, it is just heartbreaking watching somebody go through that. But the key is listening to that whoop at the end after they cough, okay? So thanks everybody, have a good night.